Change is inherently difficult for most organizations. Change often has to defend itself against the status quo or some incumbent practice that is deeply entrenched within the organization. And no matter why the changes need to happen, if they are significant, if they're minor, or even just the idea of continuous improvement, too often what happens is, due to resistance or attachment to the status quo, change simply doesn't happen at all, or it is deeply watered down. And the delay incurred normally means that even if something happens, it is too late to bring the value or make the difference that it could have had it been able to flow through our organization more freely. By understanding 4 traits of an organization, perhaps we can break this down and begin to teach ourselves to allow change to flow. Risk, history, silos, and culture are 4 areas that shape our response to change. And how we understand these could be the difference between making the changes we need to make or not being able to shift or survive. Simply put, risk is our attitude to a new idea. Is everything new automatically dangerous? Is it automatically deemed a threat? If we fear change, it is highly unlikely change will flow. We also need to understand our history. As humans and as organizations, we tend to bring our historical experience to new situations, and as such, our response or our habits are tainted by our past. And if we do not have the right experiences, our response may be more negative than it needs to be. Silos create division, separate entities or attitudes. Tall cylindrical objects in the prairies with one way in and one way out, and no knowledge of how many other objects there are in the near vicinity, is not a recipe for integrated behavior. The agendas that come with silos can create tremendous disconnects and resistance to change. And then ultimately our culture. This is our corporate personality, the blended average of all these different traits in one set of instincts that mark everything that we do and create the personality and the influence within our organization for or against change as it comes up. By learning how these 4 features exist in our organization and how their combined impact can really create a total state of inertia around deep change. By learning this, we can begin to step forward and beyond it. Now, first of all, we need to understand that the inertia is real. The solution isn't simple. There is no one key that will unlock this change. There is no magic bullet that will make things good again. The reality is, it's complex. It's a combination lock, and we need to understand all these 4 traits in their different levels and at their different detail so that we can actually find the combination that will unlock, will remove the inertia and allow us to move forward and begin to become comfortable with the changes that will be necessary to right our future. Our future depends on it. Change is rapid. Change is relentless. As organizations, our ability to embrace change, to understand it, and to apply it will make the difference as to whether our future is a bright one or one that will continue to struggle as the world around us changes, whether we do or not.